guys. Back again after quite a long bit of break from posting some videos. Sorry about that. I'm sure you guys know what the holidays are like, and being a mom, you're pulled in a million directions. So I got a little bit behind, but that's okay. We're here to catch up and excited about 2019. Sorry. So January is Disney month for us here, and there's some really cool promotions going on with Disney month. You know, I'm a huge fan. Everything from, if you book in January, to complimentary Disney themed luggage and gift cards and things like that. So absolutely reach out if you're planning any kind of Disney vacation. Doesn't have to be Disney World. The month of January is the time to do it because there's a whole bunch of additional perks with that. So let's jump in and go on a rewind all the way back to the fall and Halloween time. I know we just finished Christmas, but let's talk about Halloween. Let's talk about fall in Walt Disney World and a couple of really cool things that are going on during the fall. Because if you can believe it or not, we're already booking for 2019. I've already got folks asking about 2020. I mean, it's never ending. A lot of awesome things happening in Disney World in 2019. Let's recap some awesome things that happened in 2018, and let's talk about those fall events. So I got the opportunity to go down to Disney World on yet another travel agent trip, but I tacked on a few days with my husband, and I gotta say I was very excited because he and I have never done Walt Disney World, just the two of us. And one of our favorite parks is Epcot, which is awesome and lots of things for kids. But, you know, one of our favorite things is to eat and drink our way around the World Showcase. And a 5-year-old gets bored of that pretty quickly. So we went down for Epcot Food and Wine Festival. And if you guys don't know anything about it, I mean, the Epcot World Showcase is just a feast. As it is. Every country is going to have several different menu options, everything from quick service to sit down to fine dining, as well as different and unique alcohol options and drink options from that country. So you can go literally around the world. You can visit Germany and France and China and Japan and Morocco and taste all of those things. But during Food and Wine, they had 36 more booths. So again, you've got all of your countries. Plus, you can visit Greece. You can, oh my goodness, what did we have? Oh, Hawaii, which isn't a country, but still very cool. And then even in the other part of Epcot, they still have some food booths near like Test Track, and some cool things in the Innovation Center. So there's so much food and drink to be had. I have to say, I really tried very hard to eat my way around the world, and we started out going around the World Showcase. We were going clockwise, so starting in Mexico, but really kind of those food booths were starting up in the front, so we were hitting like Australia and Hawaii and all of that stuff right up front. I only made it to France before I had to tap out. And we did, because we just added on a quick 2 days, we didn't really have time to go back and do more, so I was disappointed. Definitely, I would say Food and Wine Festival 2 to 3 days if your goal is to try to sample as much as possible, and that's really what you're doing. Small dishes from all of the different food stands. You know, the classic restaurants are still going to be open, so you can have a reservation, but my kind of thought is there's so many quick cool food samples, why would you sit down to eat? So we were grabbing like one thing from each booth typically, and my husband and I shared it plus a drink. That way we could like do as much as possible. It was amazing. I mean, not every single dish was like blow your mind, and this year happened to be very strong in braised beef from various countries. So if you're into braised beef, you probably had like a half a dozen at least, if not a dozen options from different countries for a braised beef dish. Like by far one of the big standouts for me was the Kahlua sliders from Hawaii. If you guys just watched my last video, you know I just got back from Aulani. But it was delicious. There was like a, oh goodness, like a pita nacho that was in Greece that was really cool. They used little pita chips and you know, it was like a nacho, but like a Greek nacho. That was awesome. The Chinese buns were awesome. You know, we still, even though it was part of the food booths, we still in Norway stopped and got school bread because I can't go to Epcot without school bread. We got really cool citron slushy drinks in France, and they had a Guinness milkshake that was like a fan favorite. I didn't get to try it because I'll be honest, by the time we got to Ireland, I was tapped out. But huge, like hugely popular. I heard raves about it. We tried cronuts. Like there was a lot. And it was all delicious. So Epcot Food and Wine, if you're a foodie, if you're wanting to go, you know, it's probably not the best time to, you know, lug little kids around Epcot, but if you've got teenagers who can kind of fend for themselves and you guys can meet up, or if you're an adult going as a couple, or, you know, like a girls' weekend, absolutely Epcot Food and Wine. It was great. And they had Eat to the Beat, so different artists, a lot of like 90s favorites, like throwbacks, like 98 Degrees and stuff like that were there. So definitely fun and a little like sticky, you know, like living that 90s vibe. It was great. I had a blast. So that kind of rolled over into my agent trip. And I got to meet a whole bunch of different agents from the area that we live here in Western New York, who all love Disney, and we really got to take a deep dive into a lot of things at Disney World that I've never seen before. And funnily enough, one of them was just eating at Beer Garden in Epcot, because I tend to sample, so we've never really sat down at any of the restaurants in Beer Garden. So a lot of the recommendations I give to folks for food in Epcot actually don't come directly from my experience, unless it's those quick grab and go options, because I like to sample. It's coming from you guys who I send there and tell me that things are great, and I've always heard great reviews from Beer Garden, and it was a blast. I mean, it's German, so it's very meat and potatoes heavy, but very good food, awesome beer. All of your wait staff is obviously right from Germany, so they've got great recommendations, and you've got the show, you've got the Oompa band, and the kiddos are jumping up and dancing. So it's a great restaurant for kids, because there's a lot of opportunity. If they're wiggle worms and they don't want to sit while you're relaxing and having your beer, they are absolutely free to jump up on that main floor and dance around and have a good time. So definitely, mom and dad, have a beer. Have a beer or two. Let the kids have some fun. It was really great. It was air conditioned, which surprisingly at the end of September, beginning of October, it was still very hot in Central Florida. But yeah, I mean, it was a great time. What else did we get to do? Oh, we got to tour a lot of the resorts. So many new things. Okay. The only one I'm really bummed we didn't get to see is Caribbean Beach, because they have done an amazing job, from everything I've heard in the pictures I've seen, revamping those rooms, and Sebastian's is getting a ton of rave reviews, which is their new sit-down restaurant at Caribbean Beach. So I can't wait to see it myself. I have some folks that are going this summer, so I'm gonna pepper them with lots and lots of questions. But we did get to see a newly refurbished Coronado Springs, and I'll be honest, Coronado is not my first choice of a moderate to send people to. It never felt super special to me. Now, that being said, it's Disney. You're gonna have a high level of service. Your cast members are gonna be great. All of those things are gonna be true. But it was, it had a Mexican theme. It was okay. And it's also a convention hotel. So the dynamic there had always seemed a little bit like you were in a hotel that was hosting business conventions. But the rooms are amazing. Oh my God. The new room renovations, the refurbishments are gorgeous. I was blown away. I was not like literally every other agent, when we walked into the room, we all did a double take because they were so cool. They're adding a brand new tower, and they're adding a lot, they've refurbished the main pool. They're adding a really cool over-the-water restaurant. I mean, there's a lot of things happening at Coronado Springs that now I'm excited. It's still in the process, but it's going to be completed very soon. I'm excited to send people there now. Disney really has, in the past couple of years, been going resort by resort and making refurbishments. Like, we just stayed at Pop Century, totally refurbished rooms. And we were there a year before, and the rooms are gorgeous, very modern, very sleek, very cool. Still feels very Disney, but just so much nicer. So they've been really doing a great job. The other thing we got to see is, for you folks out there who love Club Level, we got to visit a lot of Club Levels at the various deluxe resorts. Probably my favorite deluxe resort now, gosh, oh goodness, it's really kind of a toss-up between Wilderness Lodge, which has just, I mean, it's just so cool. It's, you know, I know a lot of deluxes, like, you guys want to stay at Poly and Contemporary because you can walk to the Magic Kingdom, or you want to stay Yacht Beach or Boardwalk because you can walk to Epcot, but I just think Wilderness Lodge is stunning. It's so cool. And we really got a sneak peek at those Copper Creek villas. If you've got a big family, I mean, the price tag, I'm not gonna lie, is a little shocking. But if you've got a big family that wants to stay together, it's not that crazy once you break it down per person. And they are, I would live there. I would literally move in and live there tomorrow. It would be my dream place to live. No joke. You know, we also, I gotta say, one of my favorite things, and this is gonna sound so weird going over to Yacht and Beach Club, is how that resort smells. And if you've been there, you know, it's just got this Disney Imagineering at its best, man. They think of everything. It smells like a fresh beach. Like, it's just amazing. And I've got to say, probably the coolest pool in all of the Disney resorts are at Yacht and Beach. The other thing we got to do Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. And I gotta tell you, I came home with a lot of candy. It was so much fun. People really went all out with their costumes. I tried. I Disney bounded, and I gotta say, my Disney bound had a cardigan that really made the look work, and it was hot. I had to take it off. So people who were in full-on costumes, I give them so much credit, because I couldn't do it. It was hot. But so if you guys haven't been to Mickey's, either of the Mickey parties, the Not So Scary party, you get trick-or-treat bags and you get to trick-or-treat around the Magic Kingdom. How awesome is that? And if you're a little sly, you can hit each stop on the treat trail more than once. So you get a lot of candy. I got so much candy. More candy than I needed, to be totally honest, but I'm competitive, so I wanted to get all the candy. Awesome. That was awesome. The rides, we literally walked onto so many rides, like Big Thunder Mountain and Dwarf Mine rides. There's just not really lines on many of the rides. You walk right onto many of them. I gotta say, the biggest thing that had lines were some of the character interactions. And for you guys who are big Disney fanatics, some of those characters only come out at special occasions, like Jack Skellington and Jane and Tarzan. And then you see the Fab Five in their Halloween costumes. So those probably had the longest line. I had a colleague who waited like 2.5 hours to see the Seven Dwarfs. Ooh, fun tip. Seven Dwarfs were only ever out during the holiday parties. Now, going back to Wilderness Lodge, one of my favorite resorts, they just changed Artist's Point, which was their signature dining experience, to a character dining meal, and it's Snow White themed, and you get to see the Seven Dwarfs and the Evil Queen. So for folks who were really adamant about wanting to see some of those characters and collect those photos and autographs, you can do that now, and the reviews for that have been awesome. That opened after I was there, and they did an amazing job imagineering that restaurant into an enchanted forest, and the menu items have been that I've seen have been really great, and people really love them. I've got one of my Disney fanatics going in January, so I can't wait. Is she going in January or March? Carly, when are you going? I'll have to double check on that, but I know she's going to the Storybook Dining, and I cannot wait to hear her review, because I really trust her opinion as another Disney fanatic. But anyways, so back to the Halloween party. You definitely, if you're there during Halloween time, and it started The party started as early as August this year. It's kind of crazy. Definitely go. It's totally worth the extra price. You know, if you're doing your park days, you can get into Magic Kingdom as early as 4 o'clock and the party starts at 7. So you could have that be your day where it's your chill day where you don't actually have park tickets. And you relax, you chill at your resort for the whole day, and then you just buy the Christmas party, or we've just ended Christmas, I'm rewinding to Halloween. You can buy your Halloween party tickets for that night and get in as early as 4 o'clock. So it's definitely worth it. The parade is so cool. And I have a little tip if you ask me about a good spot to watch the parade. But again, it's, you know, during the day, you know, when you're lining up for those parades, people are camping out on Main Street like an hour before it starts. I've strolled up like 5-10 minutes before start time and had an awesome spot because there's just so many fewer people in the park. 2 castle shows, so the traditional kind of fireworks projection show, that was really cool, and the Sanderson sisters, for my Hocus Pocus fans, they have a castle show too, and both of those, again, strolled up maybe about 15 minutes before start time, didn't have to really line up or save a spot super early. And it was a blast, and it goes until midnight. I mean, I was tuckered out. I mean, I think we left the park at 11, and I was pooped, but it was great. So that's kind of my review of, you know, the Halloween sort of fall time in Walt Disney World and some new things that we've learned. That's all I have for now. I'm gonna end it there. I think my next video is gonna be about 2018, all of the best of 2018 and what we have to look forward to in 2019 and beyond. If you guys have any questions, of course, leave them in the comments. Do all the things like share, subscribe, and if you need to reach me, you want to talk about Disney or booking a fall vacation for 2019, it's never too early. Let's get started. And that's all I have today. So you guys know how to find me. All of the links are below. So have a magical day, and I'll see you real soon.